Chef Chris Martin joins us today from our Blacksburg Gable Shopping Center location. Chris has been on the show with us before, and he never disappoints. Chris, welcome back to the show. Let's get started with the first of these St. Patty's Day items.
Okay, I just wanted to do something kind of a little different, not traditional corned beef and cabbage, that kind of thing that everybody always sees. I did a Colcannon, which is kind of a mixed, it's a mashed potato with kind of whatever you want to put in.
Right, I've seen it with cabbage in it before. You've got kale going
I have
into it
kale today. I like to do a little differently.
You're trying to healthy it up just a little bit, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. We'll get started. First off, I just have this nice Simple Truth organic kale. If you could just blanch that for me.
I can do that.
We'll throw that
water
in.
Going. What do you want, about 3-4 seconds on this?
Yeah, that should do it. And we'll just drain her off. Just want to soften it up a little bit, just make it a little bit more pliable. Don't want to cook all the nutrients out of it.
It also brings such a vibrant color out of it.
It does.
Okay.
All right, so we have that. And through the magic of TV, we started this, the potatoes earlier. So we'll get this.
And we just basically boil those potatoes?
It's just a boiled potato. A little bit of salt in the water. And you can use stock if you wanted to add a little extra flavor to it.
There you go. And those are white, small, like new potatoes.
That's it. They're like a baby Yukon Gold.
Good.
Good starch content in that. If you could drain those off for me,
I'll start
chopping up the kale.
We'll bring them back here so our drain keeps going there.
Okay. Now
you're going to leave the peel on these, right?
I do. I like to leave the peel on it. I think the nutrients are in there. If you don't like the peel, peel them.
A lot of flavor in the peels too.
Very much. Usually these dishes, as you know, are usually combined, and it's just kind of a pottage, or porridge, if you will. It's kind of everything together. I'm going to try to chef it up a little bit and just kind of make it a little more.
We're all about chefing it up on this show.
A little eye appeal, plate appeal. Yeah. So we're just going to take these. Our kale. Like I said, you can use cabbage. You can use anything you want in this. We have a little bit of green onion. You can use chives. I've got a little bit of this Yancey Fancy horseradish, which goes really well with the smoked salmon that we're going to get into.
You know, those Yancey Fancy artisan cheeses lend great flavor to a whole lot of dishes. We've done some stuff with it before.
They really do. They have like the bacon Gouda is very good.
Yep, I tell you, that horseradish is going to go real well with what we're doing here.
It should set everything off. Just a little bit of butter?
A little bit more, I'd say.
All right, we'll go there. All right. A little bit of salt.
Always season up.
A little bit of pepper. Just remember, you can always add to it. Can't take it away. And just a little bit of heavy cream. You can just use plain milk if you want, whatever your preference, half and half, any of that. Then basically we'll just mash these up. You would just combine them. You could do them in a KitchenAid mixer. You can do it with a hand mixer. You can do it with a paddle. A fork if you want. You can do any of that.
You know, Colcannon is the consummate Irish dish, really, because the Irish, before they came to America, didn't have access to beef, so corned beef is really not an Irish traditional dish at all.
Not at all.
And potatoes and cabbage were what they had.
Well, the ground's so moist there. They could grow vegetables just grow really, really well there.
Right.
And then seafood actually is very popular. It's a little known, but I mean, it's surrounded by the sea. A lot of cold fish, a lot of salmon, a lot of good cold water fish. Basically, when it's all mashed, it'll look like this. And what we're going to do, we'll get this going.
And get us some heat going here.
Get us a little heat. We're just going to make little patties out of this. Now you could do it as you could just add the smoked salmon to this. You could add corned beef to it. You can do whatever you want. I'm going to try to make it like a little appetizer portion. So if you're having a cocktail party or something like that, you could just put these together, have them out, pre-do them. They'll be delicious cold.
Now you've let this cool to get to the consistency where it's nice and stiff for you.
I did, just to make the cakes out of it.
Right.
And just real quick, I just want to put it in a little bit of breadcrumb, add a little bit more texture to it.
Right.
Get a little bit of a tooth bite to it.
And this looks good.
Put one there.
I like the color that the kale actually adds. The cabbage, when I do it at home with cabbage, kind of whites it out. You know, it
It
kind of
does.
washes out the color.
Well,
gives
you
a
could
nice
do a
contrast.
red cabbage if you wanted. I guess you could really do this with anything. You use parsnips. You add in carrots. Celery root would be very well.
Oh yeah,
in this.
that would be great.
Any of the root vegetables. Great. Turnips, parsnips.
Now, when you're doing these, you want your heat about medium high. You don't want it so high that it's going to scorch and black them, but
Correct.
good.
Yep.
Good.
So we'll just let these go
You
for a
want to hear
minute.
that sizzle?
That's it.
Man, they look good. They're starting to smell good too.
Yeah, I use the private selection. It's a Parmesan herb. It's got a little bit of rosemary, thyme, all that, and a little bit of Parmesan, and it's a panko breadcrumb, which just crisps up very.
You know,
very
it's
nice.
interesting that you pick that with the salmon, because when I do herb crusted salmon at our store, sometimes we use this exact panko topping to do our herb crusted salmon with.
I use it chicken Parmesan there
Oh,
at our
yeah.
store, and
Anything.
just a little bit of marinara on it, and, some,
And the smoked
good
salmon you
provolone.
got here comes right from our meat department.
It does. It's a private selection, also, and they have it like pastrami,
Right.
cured, and just regular cured, cold smoked. Let's see, what goes?
I think this one's probably going to be. There we go. There
Now
we
we're getting
go.
the color to it.
And that looks nice. Almost looks like a crab cake. And you know, I mentioned kale earlier as being healthy. It's amazing how much kale we're selling in the stores now, and how many cooked items that we're selling with kale, because it is actually one of the healthiest foods on earth.
It's almost like a superfood.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, we have quite a few. We have a superfood salad.
We sell a ton of that.
We do as well in our store. It's got the cranberries and a lot of antioxidants, blueberries, and all that in it.
Right.
So we'll just take the product. You can make these really small if you want. Any way you want. You can just lay it across. You can make these as thin as you want.
Right.
I know you and I are hungry, so we'll probably
Yeah,
just
we
make these a
are.
little bigger.
And
All
this
right.
would be great as a starter or a side dish.
Absolutely.
Either one.
Yeah.
Let's put it up here where these folks can see it.
All right.
Man, I think that looks fantastic. Y'all know about how I feel about lamb, particularly if you're a regular viewer. When we return, Chris will put the Irish to a beautiful lamb chop. So stick close and don't miss it.